What's going on, Sip Sip? So as a part of my job as a superintendent, frequently we go to college fairs, career fairs to hire kids for internship, and I call them kids, students, for internships in the construction industry. You know, to be project managers, field engineers, project engineers, superintendents. So today I'm going to Prairie View A&M University looking for some potential candidates for some positions that we have to fill for the summer and the fall. And so I like going and talking to the students, you know, and getting the feel for what they're thinking, you know, how they feel, their mindset, you know, and I also like to go and just talk to the students about, you know, getting exposure and getting out there in the industry and doing things, you know, coming out of their comfort zone. So it's always a good feeling to go and talk to students, you know, and our company goes to a lot of the major colleges and universities in Texas. So I'm headed to PV this morning, along with another hire that was hired from Prairie View that I interviewed probably 2 years in a row. Then we made the decision based on her experience, you know, her communication skills, her, you know, resume, and the things that, you know, she's done, and the feel that I got from talking to her and discussing things with her. So that's what I'm on my way to this morning, and I just feel good about the process. Somebody pulled over. But yeah, so this is a part of my job description, and I love it. You understand what I'm saying? I love it. I get to talk and keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on in the industry as it relates to education, and talk to help shape some of these young minds and give them something to think about, because a lot of these students don't have an idea of what they want to do, what they want to go into, you know. And I tell students all the time that the university, you know, you get information, you get good information, you know, but a lot of times the university is speaking to you from the university's perspective, and they have to look out for example, I'll give you an example. So I'm going to the College of Engineering, to the College of Architecture and Construction Science. And so what the university will do is that if you come in school, they will try to get you to be a double major. So for instance, they'll have you do construction science as well as architecture. Right? It looks good and it sounds good. But let me ask you this. If you have a dual degree, you have a degree in construction science and architecture, project managers, architects probably start out between 50 and 70 a year as a freshman, as a person fresh out of college. So let's say you got a dual degree. Now, let's say this person makes 60, 70, let's just say they make 70 out of the gate, okay? Now, because you have this dual degree, are they gonna pay you 140? Are they gonna pay you 100? No, they still gonna pay your ass 70 grand. So, but when you look at it from the school's perspective, is that the school, you could probably get a construction science degree. You can get a construction science degree in 3.5 to 4 years. But when you add that architecture on there, now they got you for another year, maybe a year and a half. So what does that mean to them? That means they make more, they keep you. Housing, meal plan, tuition, fees, all that stuff, parking, this. So And that's one of the things I try to instill in these kids, is that you need to pick a direction. You don't have to pick both of them. Pick one. You can always go back. You know, if you like architecture, do architecture. If you like construction and you have made up your mind, but they convinced you that you need to go in architecture, no, you don't necessarily have to, right? You can go do a drafting and but hey, that's my take on it. That's how I feel. So especially if you are your person say we got two kids. One does a dual major, one does one major, construction science. 4 years. They do 4 years. They don't try to accelerate that thing by going to summer school, and they can do it in 3 years. But let's just say they both, you know, one does and one doesn't. So the person that's chose construction science goes to summer school. They can knock that thing out in 3.5 years, along with the internship in there. So in 3.5 years, now you could be making you $60,000, $70,000 while this person is still in school, right? So in 1 year, you can make you 70 grand, you know, and this person is still in school a year and a half later, and then they still got to pass the state exam. That's just my take on it. That's just how I feel. I'm not knocking architecture. I'm not knocking architects. That's just my take. So that's just my little sip on it, right? So whatever you do, do something productive. Do what makes you happy, right? That's my thing. Do what's something that makes you happy. Do something where you can excel and improve yourself and your skill set. So y'all have a good day. Sip, sip.